Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to talk about something kind of interesting, a little bit more of what I'm going to start calling redneck gunsmithing. We're going to talk specifically about why you shouldn't dry fire certain firearms. So with that, let's just delve right into it, shall we? All right, so in front of me I have a 22 handgun. This one actually belongs to my dad, and he came to visit for Thanksgiving, and we were talking. He brought this with him. He was having some troubles with it, and he was telling me that he had lost a few pieces and was hoping I could find the pieces, and there's some other weird stuff going on. But as we were talking about it, he said that he was dry firing it, and a piece flew off, and he was telling me about this actually on the phone before he even got here, and I immediately just went, "Oh no, you didn't dry fire a 22 handgun, did you?" And he's like, "Well, yeah." Well, oh crap. You probably broke your firing pin. That's the big reason you don't want to dry fire 22s. Now I know Glock just came out with their new 22 thing that they say it's safe to dry fire, and okay, fine, cool. They say it, whatever. But as a general rule, you don't want to dry fire 22 handguns. And I'm going to get up close real quick, and we're going to show you guys exactly why that is. All right, so you guys know I'm a big proponent of dry fire practice. I think it's awesome. It has a lot of benefits, but there are still certain times you don't want to do it. Let's talk about why this firing pin right here is in two pieces in my hand. So, and I just dropped one of the pieces. If you look at the way a 22 works, you've got your firing pin channel here in the back that you can see all the way through there. And you can see, if I can get the lighting just right, the hole in the breech face where the firing pin actually comes out and strikes the primer on the round. Well, on a 22, instead of being center fire, it's rim fire. So the firing pin has to strike the edge of the case of the primer, if you will, not actually, let me move the light a little bit, not actually in the center, like on a 9mm or something like that. So let's take that out because it's in the way. So if you look where the edge of that case would be, see if I can get it to focus where I want it. Focus. Oh, come on. There we go. That's a little better. Where the edge of the case would be, right around the outside of the chamber there, what the firing pin is doing in this case is it's actually pinching the brass between the firing pin and the barrel, the face here, if you will. So when that soft brass material isn't there to absorb some of that shock of the firing pin going forward, you've got your metal firing pin, focus, striking a hardened steel barrel. And even if the firing pin is hardened, even if it's a really high quality part, it's still gonna lose because it's less mass, it's smaller. I mean, look how tiny and dinky that actual striking end of the firing pin is. I mean, there's not much mass or material there, and it's gonna end up breaking. And that's what happened, is it sheared off right there just from dry firing. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is a common thing with 22s in general. Now, there are other guns that you shouldn't really dry fire. A lot of revolvers with fixed firing pins. A lot of older guns, old military type guns and things. And some of them are perfectly safe to dry fire. And you really just kind of have to know whether or not some of these older guns are safe to dry fire. And the reason is modern metallurgy and technology has gotten better. So with newer center fire guns, unless the manufacturer doesn't recommend dry firing because of whatever material they made the firing pin out of or something, it's generally okay to dry fire those. But older guns with less perfected metallurgical technology, maybe lesser quality materials, may not be safe to dry fire those guns unless you want to be replacing firing pins. And trust me, finding firing pins for old guns can be kind of rough. This one's giving me some fits trying to find one. So may not be the best idea. If you're unsure, just either don't do it or ask a gunsmith. Like I said before, I know I'm a big proponent of dry fire training, but if you have a gun that is old enough, it's hard to find spare parts for, that it may or may not be safe to dry fire, I just would err on the side of caution and not dry fire that gun. If that's the gun you're carrying, then either I would say trade it in or keep it and buy another more modern gun that's going to be more safe to dry fire so you can do your training and your practice for free at home, like I've made a video on before that I'll have pinned at the end in one of these corners somewhere for you guys to see. Because dry fire practice really is awesome, but it's not awesome enough to damage an older gun or a gun that may have more sentimental value to you or actual monetary value because it's a collector's item or something like that. So, in conclusion, some guns are safe to dry fire, some aren't. 22s specifically, I would not recommend dry firing them at all. If you don't have a choice, then you don't have a choice. If you can, even more modern ones, especially more modern ones, try to get some replacement firing pins. If you do a lot of, let's say, like 22 competition shooting, and for whatever reason the club or whatever that you shoot at requires you to dry fire towards the berm at the end of a stage or something, then you're going to have to dry fire, and you can't get around that. But maybe get some replacement firing pins and things like that so that when, not if, but when they do break, you have some that you can just get the gun back up and running again. So that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video down below and hit the subscribe button. I've got a lot of great content planned and a lot of stuff coming out. I do have ammo now. I just got some ammo in right before Christmas, so you'll be seeing more shooting footage here soon. Just haven't had a chance to go to the range with holidays and things like that. By the way, today is the day after Christmas, so Merry late Christmas to all of you, and I hope you had a great time. I hope Santa was extra good to you this year. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Y'all take it easy, roll tide, and I'll see you later.